Okay, people, I think we have it. I think we might have the show on par. Hope everything is cool with my day ones and my stay ones. Yeah, it looks like we got everything cool. You see, we catching you guys at a different time today. We didn't get to do our show last night. We've been having some electronic malfunctions going on. But we definitely have something that I've been wanting to touch on popping off this morning. There's a lot of guys who some people refer to them like incels, things like this, shy, awkward guys. There's something that's going on a major level that doesn't make men look good, right? A lot of guys are shy out there. A lot of guys are bashful, but they get pissed off at women for not selecting them. You're messing up. You're shy. You're bashful. You're awkward. And I think that what you're doing is Leon definitely in the building. I think what you guys are doing is no one wants to blame themselves for anything, pretty much. So, because you don't want to say, I'm shy, I'm awkward, I don't do well with women right now, you'd rather say women are bitches. You'd rather say women ain't shit. Things like this. I've seen it. It's look at Fresh and Fit. These guys hate women, but I don't know of it. I've never seen anything where women have done anything to them, right? I keep telling you guys about my experiences with women are phenomenal. I don't have these terrible things to be able to say. I don't have them. I just don't have. Talking about even with black women. I don't have horror stories, not as far as me dating. I do know what's taking place out there. I do know that black women are off the chain out there. But what I'm telling you guys, you don't want to be that guy who starts hating women because you're performing poorly. Listen, I'm going to tell you guys something. Some guys think that it kicks out an aura of good guy, nice guy, if you're shy and things like that. Okay, those are things that today's women are not interested in. To be honest, women have never really been interested in it. One thing that awkward guys do is instead of advancing forward, they stay stuck in dating loops, meaning they keep going backwards, retrying it with girls from their past, right? They do this because they know that they're awkward. They do this because of how afraid they are of rejection. And they know they're not good at approaching a stranger and shooting their shot. So over the course of years, as one situation falls apart, they continue to try and rekindle things with women they've already dealt with, right? They do this because they've already broken the ice of awkwardness with these women. These are women from their past. They don't have to go through the agony of mustering up the courage, mustering up the strength to go shoot their shot at this woman. They know this woman. They have passed with this woman, right? The ice is already broken of the awkwardness with these women. There's no longer a threat of the initial awkwardness of approaching a woman from a different aspect. I know her. We've had sex. These women have already accepted these shy men and their awkwardness at one point in time or another. So that's why these guys keep going back and dating loose. That's why these guys are okay going back to these women and shooting their shots over. They're more comfortable with these women, and they would otherwise be having to man up and approach the women that they're really attracted to, right? I really want to make sure you guys don't start turning into woman haters. I really want to make sure that you guys don't start turning into woman haters because you're performing badly on the dating market. A lot of times it's not the women. Listen, I'm going to go so far. This is going to offend some people. Turbulence, people. You know what that means, right? Some feathers are about to get ruffled. The overwhelming majority of the time, it's you and not the women. Probably in the 90 percentile range. It's you and not the women. Why is it that confident friends of yours seem to not have the same dating problems that you have? Because they are apparently what women desire. Now, I have to ask, whose fault is it if a man is not something that women are desiring? It's the man. It's the man. What, do you get pissed off at women for not having a taste for caviar? Doesn't taste good. Do you get pissed off at women for not having a taste for liver and your liver? Right? See, the reason I keep telling you guys, we know that there's some for crap women out there and they should be behaving better. But I'm talking about the women that you desire. How come you haven't turned yourself into something yet that they desire? Because that's what the problem is, I'm telling you. That's what the problem is. It's the men. It's guaranteed the man. And I'm talking about from a perspective of dating. I'm not talking about from a perspective of behaving. I'm talking about a perspective of, and I'm going to say this again, I don't want you guys to become woman haters because you're not doing so well right now on the dating market. I don't want you to start hating women. That's GAY. That's really messed up. That you start becoming a woman hater because you're not doing well on the dating market. That's crazy. That's nutty. What you guys really should do is get off of that video game and start doing some push-ups. Start doing the things. Start getting out into society. Start going to bars by yourself so that you have to mingle around with other men. Men learn their skills from other men. Some men haven't had fathers in their lives. So the more they interact with men who have, they get a third party drippage from the person who had a father in his life just by way of conversation, just by way of motion, right? This is why it's very important for you to socialize. I'm going to stress this again. I do not want you guys turning into the fresh and fit type of guys. Because if you're doing bad with women, it's likely because of you. We have this is the issue that I have with Red Pill. I view Red Pill as a scapegoat for men not being up to par on the dating market. That's how I view it. Because the women are to blame for everything, but I don't seem to have those issues. And I think we know what the difference is. We're not talking about women's bad behavior. That's definitely out there. But what I'm telling you guys is this. If you're not doing well with women, it's you. Do you think that women set up? Do you think that women set up and do this? You know what? Girl, I sure hope we bump into some men who are just so well put together, charismatic, swag on 10, and then fine too, girl, and got their money right. And then as soon as one of them approach us, we're going to dismiss him for no reason. You think that's what's going on? You think women are waiting for men who are up to par to shoot their shot at them so that they can dismiss those men? No, when those men shoot their shot at these women, those women are beyond grateful. That's why they do whatever those men want them to do later on that night. So think about it. Is it you or is it the women? This is why a lot of you are stuck in dating loops. Because you don't want to get out there and do what's necessary in order to meet new women. You keep on backpedaling to the women who you've already broke the ice with, to the women who you don't even have a reason to be shy with because you guys have already had a past. And here's the problem with that. You keep going back to something that you're not supposed to be dealing with. The reason that we know is you went back to these women multiple times and it hasn't worked. And there's something about you or about her or about both of you that doesn't work that's keeping it from working. There's something about the totality of you guys that's keeping this thing from working, which is the reason that every time you go back to these people, it's going to continue to not work because you guys don't work. Or at least one of these reverts, right? If it worked, it would have already worked long term. What you're doing is revisiting trauma. You're revisiting trauma. Whatever it is that keeps you guys from working, it can't be positive. and you keep revisiting it. You keep revisiting bad energy. It has to be bad energy. It's not good energy that's keeping you guys from working. And to continue revisiting this bad energy that keeps things from not working with you too, it's only further damaging you for other women in society who you might actually be a match for. That's one of the things about people redating each other, revisiting each other. And I know a lot of times people do it pretty much for actual reasons, but even that's keeping you from growing. Even that's keep you from going. By the time you bump into one of the women out in society who would have been a good match for you, you won't be a match for them because of all of the damage and bad energy that you've been going back and forth playing with for years with this woman or this woman from your past. You can't grow. Another thing with being shy and awkward, you may not realize it, but you're also a bit irritating to women to be around because they might actually find you attractive, but they're having difficulties getting you to navigate the process from, hi, my name is, to the first date. You're a little bit irritating. She might actually think you're a little bit cute, but you being shy and all of these things is keeping a woman from finding you more than cute. That could be a bit frustrating for a woman, seeing you slowly take this potential thing to nowhere. You're moving this potential thing to a place of nowhere. It's a little bit weird. She's giving you all of the leeway. She's even throwing you some layups here and there so that the conversation isn't horrific, because she's probably looking at you like, I could do something with him if, right? You're shy. You're awkward. And see, on this show right here, this is not red pill content. This is lifestyle. This is success. This is dating. The issue that I have with red pill content, I believe it's used as a scapegoat for men who they themselves don't do well with women, so they have a place to go to where they can bitch and bicker about women not just coming to them and say, hey, I've been looking for you. Let me bow down to you. That's what you really want, so that you don't have to do any work. And that sets you back. That sets you back. That's bullcrap. Women do not like men who are kind to them. Stop. That's the quickest way to get cheated on, being overly kind to a woman. Shout out to Miss Brenda, definitely in the building, rocking with us. Okay, we got that up too high. But listen, this is what I'm telling you guys. I don't want you guys to turn into woman haters, because listen, if women aren't throwing themselves at you, it's you. You don't know that for a fact. Listen. Do you really believe that women set up and plan all day to get together with their girlfriends and go to clubs in hopes that they find very attractive men who seem to have it all going on so they can diss those men and dismiss those men? No, it means some of the things that they want to see in a man you don't possess. You don't even have to have all of the things that they desire out of a man. But man, could you at least have a bit of confidence? Just give me 50%. Just give me 50%. I have a dating and instructions manual for men coming out. I understand being shy. I understand that it takes, I told my daughter, I said, I always want you to be respectful and polite to men when they come shoot their shot at you, because it takes a lot for a man to muster up the courage that is required to come say something to a woman who has had all manners of different men shoot their shot at them. I understand being shy, but how long are you going to do it? How long are you going to miss out on women that you want because you're shy? That's like one of the worst. I've done it like 3 times and I'll never forget it. It was BS. For real. It was BS. And that's when I stopped doing that. When you go home and you're like, man, what she was looking at me in the eyes. When you go home and you can say that, hey, it's time to tune it up. You're a man, for gosh sakes. You're a man. What's with all of the fear? And then when you go to pages like Fresh and Fit and pages like this, it doesn't help you get better. They are not teaching you guys how to be more confident with yourself, period. So you go to these channels and become loyal subscribers so that you don't have to do any of the work to fix yourself from being shy. That's crazy. And I'm telling you, the way you are right now, I myself, I could see that being a bit frustrating for a woman, seeing you slowly take an introduction all the way to nowhere. And listen, even worse, leaving it up to her to navigate the situation, which then causes her to view you as less than a man. And at a minimum, less than the take charge type of man that she has come across in her life. See, you guys are being compared to other men that these women have come across. And a lot of them are tough acts to follow. A lot of them are high bars. But she's probably willing to give you a shot, long as your game isn't doo-doo. If the last guy that she was in contact with had swag and juice up to 10, you don't have to have yours at 11 just to compete with him. You just have to have yours at around a 5. Will you go over and say something to somebody? Can you imagine how weird that is? Just think about this. You're creeping some of these women out. Hey, I saw you over there and I just wanted to buy you a drink. Like, you sound like a robot. Go over there and talk to this girl like you talk to your fellas. What's up? Off of your thing? All right. All right, I'll take care of it now. Did you know I'm live right now? Literally. I just figured you could be a guest on the show. They are. They see you right now. I'll call you after the show. Girls, they love me. Cause he's the overweight lover SP. See, I don't have those problems. I'm not trying to be funny or anything, but I don't have those problems because I don't care. I don't care. Why wouldn't I shoot my shot at you? I may never see you again. I may never see you again. A lot of these women have crossed paths with elite levels of men, even millionaires. This is who you're competing with. You're not competing financially with them. You're competing to get her attention. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to give you guys a secret. See, this is why people support the show financially, because you get gems up here that you don't get just anywhere. Tried, tested, and proven gems. Listen to me. Listen to me. You know, we're going to have a gem dropper button. We're going to have a gem dropper button to where we can press it and be like, gem drop. Listen, for those of you who are shy, for those of you who are awkward when it comes to women, those of you who know you won't just initiate and walk over there and, hey, I just had to come over here and let you know you had my attention hijacked all the way across the room. And that gorgeous thing that you have going on, can I buy you a drink? Right? I'm going to give you an icebreaker, something that cannot lose. This is one thing that cannot lose. And I almost don't care what you do in order to pull it off, but do this. Make her laugh. Bare minimum, make her smile. You could walk over to a woman and tell her, I'm not going to lie. I sit on the other side of the room, built up the courage to come over here and talk to you. And by the time I got over here, I forgot every damn thing that I was going to say. Let's just do it like this. Can I buy you a drink? Right? A woman who does not take and can find some humor in that, or at least find it to be cute, anyway, that means she's probably up. That means she's probably no fun. It means she's probably too serious. She probably thinks she's all of that. You can't lose with making a woman laugh. You can't lose. You don't have to have game. But I want to say this to all of you. Whatever you start doing that starts working, when you go pitch yourself to this woman, back up off of it after about a minute and a half. You can't stay stuck on something for like 10 minutes talking about your joke. Okay, that was funny. You can't do that. You have to switch up and let it naturally gravitate towards a cool conversation. How you do that is you move the conversation along the lines of who she is she from here, how long she's been here, what does she like to do. That's how a conversation starts. You guys do too much. You do way too much. And I understand because the pressure of keeping this conversation going. But did you know that when there's kind of nothing to say, that's when you're supposed to wind it down before you say something stupid? It's really difficult to recover from saying something stupid. It's really difficult because you just said something stupid. Right? You just said something stupid. These women have encountered a tremendous number of men who don't say something stupid. And that's who you're competing. That's who you're going up behind. The men that she's come across in her lives. And I'm going to say something to you. Who you are right now, just so you know, women cannot and will not be attracted to this. You are the exact opposite of what she was biologically hardwired to yield to. Notice how lionesses behave when the lion comes around, right? It's a type of yielding. It's a type of yielding. It's her acknowledging that she recognizes the dominance and superiority. So when you go over there to a woman and you're kind of yielding, it's a bit weird. Throws her off of her natural biology. It's not how it's supposed to be. You're supposed to be going over there to conquer this woman. And you over here, hey, I saw you from over there and I just wanted to come over and say, I'm a loser because I'm talking in a way that causes me to be perceived as submitting and surrendering to you when I'm supposed to be Yeah, that's how you sound. Why are you nervous? Go over there and take that woman. Listen, don't take nothing like, you know what I'm talking about. Catch a case and say, Stacey Prince told me to take it. No, I'm talking about go over there and conquer that woman. You are supposed to go over there and cause her to yield. You're crazy. Right? That's a form of causing her to yield. That's a form of conquering her. Digging in your toolbox and utilizing the weapons and arsenal that cause you to be able to get what you want. When you are this type of confident, let's say confident, this causes her to be able to feel protected around you, as well as her to be in admiration and awe of your superior output. Don't you guys get tired of losing? How can you be okay with this for decades? This has just been who you have been. And then you jump on Fresh and Fit and watch Fresh and Fit so you can vent about women you wish would walk up to you and say, listen, I know I'm like an 8.5, very beautiful. Most men want me. I've had millionaires, but I'd like to surrender to you. I'd like to yield to you. You know, even though your glasses have band-aids and tape in the middle, even though you're poorly dressed and, you know, you're kind of working as an internship right now, and I'd just like to yield to you and drop my drawers and give you some. Is that what you're expecting? That's what you're pissed off about, that women aren't coming up to you, shooting their shot to you? This is what I keep telling you guys. I don't want you guys to turn into he-man woman haters. I don't want you to turn into woman haters because you're the one who's performing badly. I promise you this. Women are not rejecting men who are performing well. Do you think they are? You think women are intentionally rejecting men who are performing well? That's not what's going on. The people who are getting rejected are men who don't possess something that that woman is primarily attracted to. That's who's not doing well. You need to be doing things that causes her to be able to feel protected. And I'm not talking about who all stand up and fight for you. I'm talking about you go over there and a woman for real feels the energy of if something popped off in here, he would know how to handle himself. Just the slightest bit of confidence. Give me 40% confidence. Some of you guys have like close to zero confidence. You just won't shoot your shot. Why are you doing that? Why are you moving like that? It's crazy work. Stop it. It's not going to get you anywhere. It's not going to get you anywhere. See what I'm saying? Nah, grab me like you need it, like an animal. Seriously. Seriously. You do what you do when you get up there, when you get hungry and you head towards the refrigerator. You don't second guess open that refrigerator or those cabinets. Now, more than ever, is an amazing time in history to be ready to walk up on a woman and stand on business. They have studies that men have stopped approaching women, and women are actually desiring for men to start approaching them again. Why can't you be the one? Why can't you be the one who's walking up shooting your shot? Why can't you? There's so many elements of it that you can do to keep you from being nervous. Listen, here's what I want you to do. Study certain drinks. You understand me? Study certain drinks. And when you go ask that girl, can you buy her a drink? Tell her the history of that drink. Right? It's called conversation. And then she's going to kind of be feeling you because who the hell knows how a Bahamian treat is made? And that a king from 1901 who was the one who originally had it made for him. Panties wet. You're different. There's nobody else who's come up to her and told her the origins of a drink that you just bought her. There's nobody. So how come it can't be you? Do not turn into a woman hater. It's weak. And the reason that you would turn into a woman hater is because you're not performing well on the dating market. It's not her. You think a woman desires to turn down men who they find attractive? No. And listen, here's the cool thing about being a man. Here's the cool thing about being a man. You can be unattractive. Listen, you can be unattractive. And if your confidence and your swag is where it needs to be, you can still score. We all know it's the truth. So really, you have no excuse to be losing, especially considering there's 3 million more women in America than there are men. You have a plethora. You have a buffet at your disposal. But you have to make a woman feel a certain type of energy pouring off of you. Which, to be honest, for those of you who don't really have game, This does most of the talking for you. That confident energy does most of the talking for you. When you can hold yourself a certain way, when you resist being starstruck by her beauty like everyone else is, or behave overly impressed around a woman, it will resemble confidence. When you can resist being starstruck or being overly impressed by her, when you can resist these things, it will resemble confidence. At the bare minimum, you'll come off as a man who knows who he is and is comfortable being that. But you guys can't even resist letting a woman know how beautiful you think she is. There is entirely too much power connected to a woman knowing she has a man at the point of being willing to do whatever it is that she wants them to do. There's too much power involved in that. If a woman has already scanned you and knows that you'll do pretty much anything she wants you to do to keep her attention, you're in trouble right there. You're in trouble right there, which would make it difficult for that person to not take advantage of it and use it against you. If she already knows that she has you gaga goo goo, she's going to listen. And trust me, women know when they have you to that point. When she has you to that point, she's going to take it and use it against you for things that aren't beneficial to you. And I've told you guys over and over, one of the key components to that is the asshole gene. The asshole gene. To literally be able to trick yourself into not caring much about the outcome of your interaction with her. Even when you desire more than anything to end up with her. People, it's called desperation. The moment that you reveal that you have a high desire for things to work out between you two is the moment you resemble a desperate man. Ugh. That's how women feel about that. And listen, I'm going to say this too. You're going to lose some of the women with the asshole gene method, but you're also going to lose some without it. So it doesn't matter. The less attention you pay to these women, the more you will resemble a confident man who already has this thing figured out and who he is. A confident man who has already figured out who he is attractive to a woman, because a man who is seen to be trying too hard or force it, it's a turnoff to women. You ever had somebody trying to force this thing to work? Even though you can kind of, it's not fitting really smooth, but that person's trying to force that thing. They're calling a lot and things like that. It feels forced. All of these things are closely related relatives of desperation. Oh my gosh, it's that bad out there. Jeez. Jeez. The Florida man in the building rocking with us. She said, if you don't make me want to sit on your lap, I don't want it. These guys be acting like putting it on his lap will give him a panic attack. Jeez. It's like that out there? Jeez. What are you guys... What's in the water and what are you guys up to out there? Why are you terrified of what? Well, I guess Fresh and Fit have to have a following, I guess, and yeah, that's likely the people. I wish I could talk to all men right now. Like, what are you doing out there? What are you scared about? How can you get okay with being shy? And if you're not okay with it, what are you doing about it? That's like a lifetime prison sentence. You're imprisoned within yourself. You're just shy. I don't know what makes you think you're gonna get anywhere with that. That shy thing would drive a JJ up quicker than anything. So listen, when it comes time to do the booty, how do you think that's gonna play out? How are you gonna ask for it? A shy man, how do you get to that point? I'd love somebody to I'd love to watch a movie where they play that out. How does a shy man ask for coochie? You just touch it like, hey, um, does that feel good? I don't know. How does a shy guy ask for the poontang? Yeah, you guys got to shake that. I don't think there's anything beneficial about being shy. I can't name anything. She said, fresh and unfit have the moral and mental development of a 17-year-old boy. I agree. It's gross over there. It's really gross. I'm disappointed in anybody, any male who could watch that show for a duration of time. You, yeah, that's nuts. But that goes to show you how many men in society aren't doing well with women, because that's the only reason they go there. They go there to complain about women, make women the culprit that women don't find you attractive. No, you're the culprit that women don't find you attractive. It's you. You're not doing two or three things right. It's cool because they can be fixed, but you don't want to fix them. You want to go to Fresh and Fit, the whatever podcast, and you want to complain about women for not coming and worshiping you. That's weird. Listen, I should open a school or something. I don't know. Because I see people down here in these comments talking about, listen, you guys are underperforming out there. You guys are making me look bad, people. You're making me look bad. But listen, you don't ever want to come off as desperate, overly concerned about saying the wrong thing. These are exercises you should do when you get nervous. When you don't know what to say, you know what? I'm not even going to give those parts up. Those of you who want to get rid of those handicaps, there's a book that I want you to read. It's called No More Mr. Nice Guy. It's called No More Mr. Nice Guy. A lot of you are unaware that you have these deficiencies taking place in you. And when things don't go your way, you want to blame the women. My guy, it's you. I promise you it's you. And if what I'm saying is wrong, why do I not have those issues and you do? I'm talking to you from a point of confidence. You're probably not. That's probably what it has. Like, I do not. With the things that we say about African American women, how they're out of pocket, poorly behaved, the last 3 black women I've dated were immaculate. I set myself up for the layup. I don't even deal with a certain caliber of woman, right? Half of my battle is done by the time we get to knowing each other pretty good, because there's nothing to fix in her because she's not really broken. Why are you dealing with broken women? Women you're going to have to pull your toolbox out on and utilize every tool just to get her at the 40% mark. It's you. As it pertains to dating, it's you. Talking about black women's behavior is one thing, but as it pertains to dating, your success in the financial market is up to you. Your success on whether or not your car gets fixed is up to you. Your success on whether or not your rent gets paid is up to you. Your success in dating is up to you. You don't know that? Come on now, you got to know that. How come you haven't toned your body up some? How come you don't have something going on that's not only intriguing to you, but by third party intriguing to women? How come you're not doing something that's interesting? Women are human beings. They like interesting things. Guess what else they like? A guy who is doing interesting things. Interesting things. This is what I'm letting you guys know. On this show here, we don't give men no a pity party. Not as much as we keep our foots on women's necks. There's no pity parties over here. If you're performing poorly, if you're shy, you need to break out of that crap. You need to break out of that crap. Being shy is for the weak. It's for the weak. Don said absolutely correct. I learned my utmost lesson. Yeah. We could be born with some of that stuff due to things that we've encountered throughout life that were pretty tough. But man, you're gonna stay in it. You're gonna keep losing. That's crazy. But you know what? I'd wager that it has never dawned upon you that you're the problem. With you, bitch's ain't shit, right? It's not you. It could never be you, right? No, it is you. I'm telling you, it's you. A man who believes that he's God's gift to women, a man who is confident in his ability to pull women, he's probably pulling women. Ooh. Women view desperate men the same way men see a hoe. If that's true, a lot of y'all in trouble. If that's true, a lot of you are in trouble. But listen, I don't want the men to run off today. I'm not picking on the men, but as much as we hold African American women accountable, now you got to know that a foot's on your neck too, right? You can't be running around talking like women ain't shit and, you know, developing a hate for women because you don't do well with women. You don't do well with women because of you. You don't do well with women because there's some things you lack. You don't know how to dress. You don't. When's the last time you went shopping for designer colognes? Right? How often do you get a haircut? How often do you groom yourself? How well do you take care of your facial skin? Right? What you guys need to do is hire you a stylist. You can get on Craigslist anywhere in the nation, or there's other places, and pay somebody $40 an hour to go shopping with you, a woman preferably, to go shopping with you and help reinvent yourself. Get you a completely different haircut. You are supposed to rebrand yourself every 2 to 3 years if your brand has not been yielding you the results that you desire, right? You are supposed to rebrand yourself. I agree, Don. That'd be a nice thing, man. It will get you guys, yeah. But listen, rebrand yourself. If what you've been doing, if the look that you've been rocking and all of these things hasn't been yielding you the results that you desire, then that means your brand is tainted. Have you ever saw major corporations all of a sudden they switch to a different logo? They're trying to rebrand themselves because something wasn't working right about the original brand. It's time to completely switch over. It's time to even get you some courses like if you have speech impediments. I'm just hypothetical. You need to get that handled. If you stutter, get that handled. There's nothing wrong with leveling up. And you're not leveling up for women. You're leveling up to get yourself closer to that polished product. If you're not a polished product to you, how do you think other people are going to see you? You need to do the things that make you feel good about yourself. My grandfather used to say, I reckon a man is only going to feel about as good as he looks. There's a lot of truth to that. I haven't been able to get around that yet. I haven't been able to get around it yet. So what are you doing to make yourself feel good about yourself? Do you take yourself to places and just get your relax on? Listen, you don't have to wait on your homeboys to be free either. You can go to Medellin by yourself. You can go to Colombia. You can go anywhere you want to by yourself. Help further develop your confidence. Because this thing called life, I'm going to tell you guys on a serious note, one of the most important decisions that you'll make in your life, besides your faith in God, will be the person that you choose to spend the later years of your life with. That's very important. Why would you position yourself to where you have to spend the later years of your life with whoever was willing to accept you instead of having the person that you wanted to choose? You can get the person that you want to choose if you turn yourself into something valuable. Turn yourself into something valuable. Okay. That sounds like something that he would say. Glasses, shoes, cologne. Yeah, that stuff matters. It tells people, it is your introduction. Long before you open your mouth, it is your introduction. Yes, yes. A mentor, maybe. You can get on Toasters. So people book one-on-one sessions with me, right? And anybody else, pretty much anybody else you respect and you believe holds themselves well or something like that, they'll have contact information where you can book an hour session with them. The late great Kevin Samuels, you could, it cost like $1,000, but you could book a session with him. Like his was $1,000 because he knew he was ascending to an elite level rapidly, right? It was rapid. It was too much. Like at this point, he really didn't even have the time to take out with an hour for somebody. But if you give me $1,000, I'll do it, right? But people who you believe can help you get a better grasp on this, it's likely that they do one-on-one sessions. It's likely that they do one-on-one sessions. So you need to get yourself some shortcuts. Listen, did you know that there are certain broadcasters, that Jay Leno, people like that who you grew fond of, that once they got these positions, they went and hired certain coaches and put more work. They call it investing in yourself. They went and hired certain life coaches and things like that to help them in certain areas where they were weak in. Imagine fixing three things about yourself. Could you imagine fixing three things about yourself? You'd almost like you're coming together now. You're really coming together on a superhero type of level. You don't interrupt people when they're talking anymore. You don't gossip anymore, right? You're turning into a pretty cool individual, but you have to do the work in order to start seeing the improvements. Today's society, people aren't interested in doing better. They're not interested in enhancing themselves, which is a good thing for you. Because if people aren't doing that, but your brother just gave you the information to do it, you will stick out. You will stand out amongst society, everybody in society. You'll appear to be polished, right? You will appear to be polished, whereas everybody else is walking around jagged and rugged. So utilize it to your advantage. Utilize it to your advantage. And see, listen, I'm going to show you guys something. Listen, I'm going to show you something. I want to show you how difficult how tricky it is to deal with a woman. She says, my ex was like that. At first, it was all flattering him, clinging to me and things like that. But after a while, it was smothering. See, you have to, you have, a woman needs maintenance. She needs, she's so, a woman get lost up in herself. Like she's just all over the place. You know, it's up to the man to be able to see when she's shifting and things like that and pull her back in. Right. 1 minute, oh, I love when a man gives me compliments and I love when a man is all attentive to me. But like you just saw this woman say it out of her own mouth. But after a minute, it feels smothering. So yeah, you just have to gauge the woman that you're dealing with, to be honest. Miss Janice in this situation rocking with us. Yeah, we are conformed to this world. Yeah, I agree. And the Bible says to do the exact opposite. The Bible says, be not conformed to this world. Listen, I just wanted to come up here and do a makeup show for you guys today because we didn't get to do one for last night. But listen, we got a crazy show coming this evening. We got a crazy one coming. Listen, Corey Holcomb and Anton Daniels almost got into a fist fight last night on Corey Holcomb 5150 show. And we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna react to the clip. I had so much to say about this thing. I have so much to say. Corey Holcomb is my guy, but listen, people, I appreciate you guys coming in to rock with us. I felt like we just had to drop some information on the fellas so as to not to turn into woman haters, right? It's not the women, it's you. We can talk about women's poor behavior some other time, but as it pertains to dating, if you're not getting the caliber of men, what they say, no dating, if you're not getting the caliber of women that you desire, it's you. Get your hair cut. Go to a barber and say, listen, I haven't been able to find my look for my facial hair, blah, 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 blah. Do you think that you can help me find my look, right? Or you could reach out and get you a stylist or something like that, right? Get you a stylist. You guys, if the brand, here's the cool thing. This is really cool. This is really cool. It's almost like a do-over. Did you know if how you've been moving for the last 5 years has not really been working for you? Did you know that you could get a do-over? Go rebrand yourself. Be intentional. Hire you a professional stylist off of Craigslist or somewhere. Have them go to certain stores. They're going to be able to get discounts at certain stores because they go there regularly, right? Have that person, give that person $40 an hour, $50 an hour, whatever, $100, whatever it is, right? $50 an hour. And let that person see you through a different set of eyes and therefore know what you look best in. An outside perspective is better than your perspective. Don't let a person get too far away from who you believe you are on the inside, right? But utilize that person's eyes as a mirror of what society would see if they were looking at you. That's going to get you your best results. That's going to get you your best results. Yes, Ty said redesign, rebuild. A lot of you have never even tried this. A lot of you have the same haircut that you 20 years ago. Seriously. It's crazy. Seriously. When I look at my home social media page, I see people who don't look any different than 20 years ago. They haven't did anything to upgrade themselves. Listen, even music, even hi-hats, like certain hi-hats, certain snares, snap, snap. They get outdated. Even though it's still a snare, you'll hear people say, yeah, that sounds like that old school beat. Right? So a look can do the same thing. You can get outdated. And if you look outdated to people, you've already lost points. By the time you walk up on a woman, you've already been scanned. She's already detected the things about you that she's attracted to, the things about you that she's not attracted to. And I don't want you guys to be blaming women for your lack of success on the dating highway. That right there, you're solely responsible for. We can't blame that on the women. That you didn't turn into something that she would be attracted to if it walked up on her. No, that's on you. But listen, people, we got to get up out of here. I got to prepare for this show that we're going to do later on. We're going to react to that Corey Holcomb show from last night. Nuts. I got to go back and check that out again. I appreciate you guys rocking with me. We are out of here.